A long and illustrious history. 5.
Question 1. British Army was eventually defeated by the North American colonists. In which year did Britain recognize these colonies?
1773, 1783, 1743, 1733.
Answer.
1783.
Question 2. Who was elected Prime Minister in May 2010?
David Cameron, Nigel Farage, Ed Miliband, Nick Clegg.
Answer.
David Cameron.
Question 3. Since how long were the Romans remained in Britain?
200, 300, 400, 500.
Answer.
400.
Question 4. Which of the following countries were not on the Allies' side during the Second World War?
Ireland, France, Australia, South Africa.
Answer.
Ireland.
Question 5. Which of the following statements is true about Anne Boleyn?
She was unpopular and accused of taking lovers. She was executed at the Tower of London. She had one daughter with Henry VIII named Elizabeth. All of the above.
Answer.
All of the above.
Question 6. Which battle does the Beowulf's tapestry commemorate?
Battle of Normandy, Battle of Beowulf, Battle of Sussex, Battle of Hastings.
Answer.
Battle of Hastings.
Question 7. Which of these statements is true?
The structure of the DNA molecule was discovered in 1953 through work in British universities in Edinburgh and Oxford and contributed to many scientific advances, particularly in medicine and fighting. The structure of the DNA molecule was discovered in 1953 through work in British universities in London and Cambridge and contributed to many scientific advances, particularly in medicine and fighting.
Answer.
The structure of the DNA molecule was discovered in 1953 through work in British universities in London and Cambridge and contributed to many scientific advances, particularly in medicine and fighting.
Question 8. A monastery on the Isle of Skye was founded by S.D. Columba.
True. False.
Answer.
False.
Question 9. Duke of Wellington defeated Napoleon in 1815, which brought an end to the French wars. Which of the following wars was that?
Battle of Trafalgar, Battle of Ostend, Battle of Waterloo. None of the above.
Answer.
Battle of Waterloo.
Question 10. In which year was Margaret Thatcher first elected as Conservative MP?
1969, 1959, 1949, 1939,
Answer.
1959.
Question 11. Fill the gap with appropriate choice from the following. The prehistoric village of Scarabray is situated in _
Orkney. The Shetland Islands. Wiltshire. Oxfordshire.
Answer.
Orkney.
Question 12. What is the name of the modern political party which is sometimes referred by the name Tories?
Whigs. Conservative Party. Liberal Democrats. Labour Party.
Answer.
Conservative Party.
Question 13. Since which year did the Bill of Rights come into effect?
1679. 1689. 1699. 1669.
Answer.
1689.
Question 14. What was the name of the horrific Battle of 1916 that had casualties over 60,000 British soldiers on the very first day?
The Battle of the Somme. The Battle of Agincourt. The Battle of the River Plate. The Battle of the Bulge.
Answer.
The Battle of the Somme.
Question 15. Nearly 28,000 Indian origin deportees from which country Britain admitted during 1970?
China. South Africa. Uganda. West Indies.
Answer.
Uganda.
Question 16. Which statement out of the following do you think about early 20th century Britain is not true?
Free public transport was introduced for children and the elderly. Better support was given to mothers and their children after divorce or separation. A salary for MPs was introduced to make it easier for more people to take part in public life. Various laws were passed to improve safety in the workplace.
Answer.
Free public transport was introduced for children and the elderly.
Question 17. William, Duke of Normandy, lost his life in the Battle of Hastings.
True. False.
Answer.
False.
Question 18. What does it mean by Magna Carta?
Freedom of speech. Great Charter. Bill of Rights. Great King.
Answer.
Great Charter.
Question 19. From the given list of statements, identify the two factors that contributed to the emergence of a strong middle class in Britain.
The king abolished feudalism and serfdom. Landlords wanted to give peasants a share of their land and wealth. The Black Death created a shortage of workers, who demanded higher wages. Workers left the countryside to live in towns and the towns grew wealthier.
Answer.
The Black Death created a shortage of workers, who demanded higher wages.
Question 20. What is the term used for defining voting rights of every adult male and female?
Universal voting rights. Universal balloting. Universal democracy. Universal suffrage.
Answer.
Universal suffrage.
Question 21. Is the statement below true or false? Kingdoms of Anglo-Saxon communities were widespread in Wales and Scotland.
True. False.
Answer.
False.
Question 22. The religious reforms of the Church of England that was introduced by Charles I, were agreed upon by the Puritans.
True. False.
Answer.
False.
Question 23. Elizabeth I was born to underscore.
Henry VII and Elizabeth of York. Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon. Henry VIII and Jane Seymour. Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn.
Answer.
Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn.
Question 24. In what way the balance of power between monarch and parliament altered by the Bill of Rights?
Kings and queens could only be Protestant. A new parliament had to be elected at least every 3 years. Parliament could decide who should be monarch. All of the above.
Answer.
All of the above.
Thank you for watching the video and wish you will get your driver license soon.